Hello everyone and welcome. Before I get into the topic itself, I want to first welcome you to my channel and great to see you here. And now I want to get into the most important information. And this girl I was talking to online, she was like, why do you work so many different jobs? I mean, it fascinates her. It fascinates her that how come I'm working so many different kind of jobs and she can't understand what I'm exactly doing. Like, what are you doing? A lot of people ask me now, what am I doing? What am I doing for work? And some people are fascinated by it, some people are interested by it. Other people want to copy what I'm doing and doing the same exact thing. Now, let's fast forward a few years down the road when I was working 9 to 5 and I have decided that this job was just not for me. Working 9 to 5 is probably the worst type of job for most individuals out there. And for that, it is quite simple. When you go to work 9 to 5, let's say you're doing the same repetitive task over and over and over again. Most jobs are exactly like that. Every single day, you're working for somebody else and you're producing something for them. Now, if this is what you want to do and you want other people to think for you, it's totally fine. But if you're somebody who is a thinker, that is the worst possible job you can potentially do, because you can have and you're thinking about thousands of different better things that you could do with your time rather than sit there and work for somebody else. Or else you're still concentrated on working 9 to 5 and you still have to stay in that job. I hated those kind of work. I hated those kind of jobs because what they do, they drain all your creative energy out of you. And when you come home, you have no energy to do anything whatsoever. So you're spending half of the day working, and then you're spending the rest of the half of the day recovering from that job, and then you're going to sleep, and the cycle starts all over again every single day. And there is no end to it. The only thing that you enjoy is the money you get from the job. You take the money you get from the job and you start spending it on stuff you don't really need, for the simple reason because you hate the job so much. You're not saving anything. You're spending all this money on trying to enjoy all this time that you wasted working in the job that you totally hated. So that said, that done, I did it. I've been in the same situation as you, and I wanted out of there. And that's what I did. I quit that job and I decided I'm never going to go back to the 9 to 5, regardless of how hard it's going to be. So when I started online teaching, it was the most hardest thing I ever did in some ways. First off, here is why. I knew nothing about video editing. I knew nothing about the equipment I would need to get all this tasks done. I thought it was like really easy, but it's not. There was a lot of things you need to know in order to make a very good video, including being able to talk to the camera itself. This is not something that comes naturally to most people. Most people cannot just go about and ramble and talk with something that is of quality for a sustainable long period of time. So you gotta have some talent behind you before you go and decide if video editing, if being on video is right for you. The classes that I teach are really about giving you financial independence, ability for you to work at your own pace at your home, doing it part-time, full-time, whatever way you want to do it. Now, I'm giving ideas for people how to do this. I'm teaching them how I did this, how I'm getting spell income from those methods. And if you're putting 100% of your time into one single business that I give you ideas about, you will definitely be successful. The big mistake of a lot of people who take some of my classes is that they take the class, they don't finish it. They don't get until the end of their course and learn everything you need to learn in the class itself, and then put 100% of your effort into it. It is very important for you to take one class and finish everything you need to know about this topic, because I'm giving you a lot of years of experience here. It is mentoring that comes from somebody who did the field, tried the field, and knows the field more than you. So yes, you can go on YouTube and find thousands of videos from different kind of gurus out there teaching you all kinds of different things, but you're going to be wasting your time because you don't get all the best quality advice, and it's all over the place. So you're going to spend thousands of hours looking for the same information that I went about and enclosed it in a very, very small, very nice package where you can learn everything you need in one small area, and that's it. You don't need to go and find all those other gurus out there. This is the quality that you get from my classes. Now, the reason you want to quit working 9 to 5 and working for yourself is not only to start your own business, you also get the independence of working from your house. This is the kind of jobs that I was looking for when I decided it's time for me to quit and I want to work from home. I'm looking, and I was looking, for all those work that you can do at your house, and you don't have to rely on a single company or a single boss. In fact, it's much better for you to work in 5 or 6 places than working only in one location, because if they decide to fire you next day, what's going to happen? All your business is going to come crashing down and you have zero income. That's why it's more important to work in a few places instead of just one, and putting the most effort into your most successful venture. That said, when I started working online, it was pretty hard work in itself, and you have to figure out what are you good at. So whatever you're good at, you gotta do it better. You gotta pick those kind of expertise that you want, learn every possible skill that you can about whatever you want to learn about, and put it into practice. It's very important for you to put the ideas that you learn into practice itself, because it's going to make you so much better. It's going to accomplish your dreams. It's going to give you the possibility to get where you want to get. Next thing what you want to do is you want to have a goal where you want to go, including what kind of things you want to get with the money that you're getting. For example, you want to get a brand new camera, you want to go to this trip you always wanted, you want to get a brand new car. Every one of those goals involves a different kind of sum of money, which means you have to save up a lot more and spend a lot less when it comes down to getting what you want out of your life, including be able to self-motivate yourself to do the things you want to get done. It's very important for you to self-motivate it, and to do that when you're working from home, because no boss is going to tell you go and do this. Talking about bosses, that's one of the things I totally couldn't stand when it comes for me to apply to all those different jobs. First of all, they want you to have experience. Second of all, they want you to have training. And to top it off, you're taking this huge exam, like 3 or 5 hours. Some of those exams are pretty long that you take for some of the most basic type of jobs out there. They are trying to screen out, I don't know who they're trying to screen out. I mean, I applied to a lot of those places and they screened me out. I mean, what was wrong with me? I have no idea. There's this huge questionnaire and you have to answer all those different things. So you try to figure out what kind of answer they want to hear. And that's what I usually do. And a lot of times they don't take you anyway. So it's just a waste of time. I mean, taking all this time to apply for those jobs, to apply for the boss himself, and do something for somebody else. And that's all these jobs are really about. And what I didn't like about is that I'm working for someone else. I'm getting a job there. I'm doing whatever I can to get the job, to get in there. And once I'm in there, they're not even grateful. I mean, they'll not even care that I went through all this time and I put in through the application process, and they don't even call you back sometimes. It's ridiculous. And this is why I like to work for myself. I don't want to listen to those people telling me what to do anymore. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm creative, I'm smart, I know I'm smart, and who cares if those guys, when you apply to those jobs, reject me? Same thing should be your attitude. I mean, you want to work for yourself, you're smarter than they are. Why can't you start your own business? Why do you have to go and try to find work? And then once you find that job, you totally hate it. That's like the worst and most ironic thing that you can actually do. First of all, if you don't have a job, you have no money to spend on what you want to do in your life. And then once you have a job, you have no time to spend on the things you want to do because you have no time, because all this work taking all your precious time. So it is ironic that some of us are looking for those jobs just to get the money to do what you want to do in your life, and then ending up being stuck in the situation where you can't spend this money because you are stuck working in a job you totally hate. So my solution for you is, of course, work for yourself, be your own boss. And this is not for everyone. This is a challenge. That's right. This is a challenge for you. A lot of people are not made out to become your own boss. You don't have what it takes. And I'm challenging you. If you're watching this video, you got all the way to here, take one of my classes, and I challenge you to complete it 100% and then put 100% of your effort into accomplishing the business that I set up for you to actually do. And I challenge you to actually try it. Now, how many times a week do you have to work setting up your own company and setting up at your own pace? It's really up to you. But I suggest every single day, put in maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes to getting better. So spend half of the whole hour into getting more education. Spend the next half into going and taking those ideas and putting them into practice. By putting those ideas into practice and getting more education every single day, you're spending 30 minutes educating, 30 minutes practical knowledge. Combined, that's going to make you smarter. Every single day of the week, it's all going to add up. Slowly but steady as it adds up, like a little bit at a time. And eventually, you will get to where you want to get in your life. So starting your own business is, think about this way. If you're creating a snowball, like a very, very small one, and you start rolling it, the snow itself just keeps on picking up. So the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in size. Now, if you keep on doing this and you get to the top of the hill, once you create the whole huge snowball and you let it go down the hill, it just goes and all the way down there, and it drops very, very fast. And this whole practical knowledge for you is the following. Once you create your business, once you work very, very small to create this entire huge business, it's going to take you a huge amount of effort. But once it is created, it's going to work for itself. And it's going to self-sustain itself eventually. And you have to put less and less time and less work into working when you work online. So eventually all the effort pays for itself. You're going to get the money. It's all going to come eventually to you. You got to be passionate about it. You got to really want to do this. And above all, you want to quit your job. Don't quit it yet. Start working on your escape plan. Escape the 9 to 5, and see you in the next video. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more words of wisdom or whatever you call it, go ahead, subscribe to this video and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this. See you in the next video.